Alright, I'm going to do a new spoken word video. Wee Well, new as tonight. Ass crack of dawn. It's about 1 in the morning. 10, 23, 21. October 23rd, 2021. I've been wanting to do this series about some art pieces that I did in 2010, and I'm just gonna call this video or have not. I'm just gonna call it Mickmo the Dark Artist because it's a moniker that somehow got stuck with me. You know, and okay, so I'm gonna get into this first art piece. And it's called The Plague of Necrothrombosia. The Plague of Necrothrombosia. Say that about 18 times of a speed. Well, this is like a dark surreal piece for me. So in these videos that I'm going to share, I want to make sure I get this right. I I did this art piece in 2010. I did my usual Edwardian script font, right? And I decided to just go for absence of light, dark surrealism. So that's what this art piece is. So basically, it's based off of. Okay, I used to live in South Kansas City, right? South KC, Missouri, and had this wicked flea infestation. And I was living in a 3-bedroom house, right, for 5 years, 5 years, and everything was going wrong with this place, right? You know, um, mold because I had this old roommate. He he left the hot water run in the laundry room, and yeah, it was bad mold in the laundry room, and we had this flea infestation too. It was a one level house, and that's what this is based off of. But it's more like a surreal type. Dark surrealism. It's dark surrealism, and it's based off of flea infestations. They used to bite my legs all the time. I just and that's what this is based off of. Well, subliminally, you can also see kind of like a 4 in there, in the the stick figures. I don't want to say stick figure. The creature's legs, and then there's like a 1-1, 4-1-1. I don't know why I would have put that in there. Maybe when I started on this, it was like the 4th month of 2010, which kind of makes sense. But I was going for you know darkness, and this insectoid type thing, an insect-like thing. Of course, insects have like 6 appendages, 6 legs, 6 extremities. Yeah, yeah, but I put the splashes of red in it too, and it's just a cool art piece. I I I'm not self bragging on this or anything. It's time and place. So yeah, all of these pieces I'm gonna share are from 2010. So it's probably at the edge of my serial killer stuff or after that, and they look a certain way, and yeah, it's just based off of nightmares or dark dreams or night terrors. Yeah, so that's it. The plague of necrothrombosia. There you go, folks. And moving on. Moving on. Okay, alright. Moving on with the art pieces that I did. You know, the dark surrealism type stuff. You know, I can't really fit it into any other categories. Can't fit it into comic books. I can't fit it into, you know, much less anything else, but probably, you know, dark surrealism. Okay, so I'm on this art piece tonight now, and the ass crack hours of western Missouri, you know, darkness. It just makes sense to be covering this as the next one. So, Psycho Celestial is what this one is called. Psycho Celestial. I used the Edwardian script. I got away from my slashy signature for a while. Made it more of my kind of like my commercial art type stuff. So there's a lot of design in this. You know, so I took it from my design side of my dual art degree, and you know, it's a bald man. He's like a dark angel with kind of bat-like wings, and you know, he's got his hands extended out, right? Kind of more like a cartoony, but it's not cartoony. It's got some. I love these pieces because they got a lot of depth in them and a lot of crudiness, and you know, but there's more lighter, you know, but the design elements are there. So there's a little bit brighter elements than the one that I shared before. You know, and this crab-like creature, you know, and he's you know, the bald man is in this dark robe type thing. So is he an angel? Is he a devil? Or is he none of those? You know, I leave that to individual interpretations, right? And you know, so there's kind of like a cog on the crab-like creature, and you know, they're both creatures. They're both individually distinct creatures, and you know, I went for that, and I'm pretty sure it was based off of a darker dream that I had. You know, all of these are kind of based off of that anyway, and yeah, that you know, I look at that again, and it's a different art piece from me. But you know, when you're a true artist who wants to be the same, I mean, you know, I don't want to be a cookie cutter clone of whatever is before or after. I just go in and I'm just me. I'm just me doing these art pieces, and I started out, you know, pencil, ink, and I usually take it into like a Photoshop and I put like fillers in it. And if I'm going for something black, I stick it in there totally black, and but it's got kind of this glow on the creature's antenna. Yeah, the antenna. I put like a crescent moon, and there's like a thing pointing to the crescent moon, and then there's like, you know, there's shapes. So there's basic shapes in there. You know, kind of like, I don't know, like basic sacred geometry, right? Yeah, I'll go along with that. You know, hey, I dig it. It's all good. You know, look at it, think what you want. Yeah, yeah. Psycho Celestial from 2010. Cool. Cool. There you go, folks. There you go. Person who's watching this video. Thanks. Thanks a ton. Okay, I'm just gonna get on to this art piece. Okay, this one I call Cataclysmia. Cataclysmia. And yeah, it's got a lot of tribal elements in it. It's got a lot of darker elements. So you know, so you see like it's crypt-like, but it's dark surrealism. It's dark surreal. So you see the skull in it, you see the eye, and you see like, you know, the lungs, you know, fragmented bones, right? And you see the guts in it, but it's got like dark wings, dark curving wings, and in the back you see this guy, you know, you don't know who he is, but he committed suicide. He got strangled, and it's like, you know, and that's actually the lighter element in this art piece. Yeah, these ones I was pretty sure I was doing late at night. So think about 11 at night to 5 in the morning. Well, that all gets back to my sleep-wake patterns. It totally does. You know, my sleep-wake patterns have been reversed for so long. Well, you know, and I'm working night shifts and sleeping in the days, and you know, and that's kind of where it gets from. But another element of where this thing comes from, yeah, it's just it's the word I would use is primordial. Primordial. I like that word. Primordial. It's you know, so it's pretty tribal. So yeah, I toss in a lot of elements of like music too, and you can clearly see that from there. And you know, so I was probably listening to a lot of grindcore type stuff, and so what would I have been listening to around that time? You know, like Relapse Records samplers, right? You know, mellow stuff, but heavy stuff. You know, I love grindcore music. What were the last real grindcore bands I was hearing? Well, I listened to Last Days of Humanity recently, and I was like, man, these guys are fucking brutal. They don't fucking mess around with anything. It's just, you know, so, you know, that brutal element, and you know, yeah, you know, what else was I listening to recently? Polish Assault, and they had it had a band on there called Yattering. I hadn't heard them in a while. So I was listening to stuff like that, you know, Yattering, Decapitated, you know, whatever came along, you know. So other bands too, you know, like Cephalic Carnage, Exhumed, you know, shit like that, you know, the real good stuff, the great stuff, you know, that's the stuff I love, you know. And well, you know, when I'm doing this art, I toss in slashy elements. I just go for it. It's just, you know, it's patterns. It's you know, design elements. It's all of these things, and yeah, I mean, you know, all of these pieces that I'm sharing are on my DeviantArt account. I mean, you know, yeah, I mean, yeah, that is a cool art piece. I'm pretty sure I was listening to Cannibal Corpse, Gallery of Suicide, or something to that effect, and maybe that inspired some of this. but it's gory. It's very noir. It's a absence of light, and I when I was doing these pieces, I don't think I really put actual white in it. So lighter grays, muted grays, and but I love that sandpapery effect type stuff when I do these art pieces. It's just a cool element. Sometimes I don't even like being clean in this art stuff. I go for dirty. I go for a dirtiness and a graininess, and that's cool. But that's the closest I could fit into one category. But I mean, do these things even really need categories? I don't know. People like to put things in a box, I guess, but there's no boxes in this. Really, it's graves, mass consumption, mass consumed, type surrealism. Yeah, it's just and that's it. Cataclysmia from 2010. There you go, folks. There you go. Alright, and here's the next piece, and it relates to Cataclysmia. I call this one Homicidica, so I must have done these in tandem. These art pieces in tandem. So my usual self, I clip out the art pages, right? 8.5 by 11, so I scan it. I think it was an older scanner that I don't have anymore, and it's like I do with the serial killer art. I put the pencil elements in there, and I just it's just another tribal one. It's okay. You notice the man, the kind of he's got dark eyes, right? He's tribal, so you think things like Easter Island, right? And I drew this. I drew this thing he's carrying, like a staff, right? Uh, I did a sculpture kind of like that, and I wish I could find that sculpture. It was a hammer sickle type sculpture, right? Uh, but I drew it like that, and I put more edges in it, so I made it edgy. And so I went for like the grave type of thing. So I was probably looking at art books a lot, like Betzinski, the Polish surrealist Betzinski, Zadiska Law, Betzinski. I'm just gonna say Betzinski because I butchered his name. Betzinski, right? So yeah, I was getting into into my own personal art pieces, kind of like sort of like that, but my own thing. So you know, this tribal man, uh, big old belly, like he's got a disease in his belly or something. I don't know. It could be any interpretation you really want. And so he does kind of look like you know primordial. I bring that word up again. I dare say Neanderthal-like, but no, he kind of looks like he was made of stone, living stone, and yeah. So what I did on that staff was pretty similar to Cataclysmia. So so I drew that element again. Yeah, maybe I should do that kind of elemental type piece again, but make it just that. Uh, you know, with the dripping blood and the guts and everything else, and I don't know what those symbols. So there's like a rock behind the gory ward-looking staff, and there's like 3 bars down there, and you know, looks like a edgy rock. Well, I I probably did that edgy rock because it was kind of like based off of a dark dream or dark memory or you know whatever, and you know like rocks and a cliff, and you know I don't know what I drew back there. I don't know. I was thinking it was like brains on a stick. And I don't know why I stuck it in there. Must have been an unconscious thing, a subconscious thing. And yeah, that is a cool piece. It's a little lighter for my dark art, my dark artist type stuff. But if you're gonna be a dark artist, at least do it right. Do it properly. You know, it's gotta look like it comes out of the night or comes out of a dark dusk type thing. And I see I look at it now as squiggly lines, unconscious, semi-conscious squiggly lines. Yeah, yes, Homicidica from 2010. There it is. Interpret that as you will. There you go. Alrighty, it's time for me to talk about the last art piece in my dark surrealism art pieces. Dark surrealism art pieces. Okay, so this is the final one. I'm pretty sure I did this one maybe fall or winter. I suck at dates. I suck at time, spaces, remembering this stuff. But yeah, this one I call Children of the Bomb. Children of the Bomb. And this was definitely inspired by a nightmare I had. Probably about Chernobyl. It was kind of this Chernobyl type art piece where it was like, you know, it was the bomb, and it was like, you know, this mutated. I don't know. He could be an adult. He could be a child. He's the center point of all of this, and in the back you see the bomb. Well, what was that movie called? Devil's Backbone, where you saw the bomb in the back, and so it's got that element in it. And it's got the radiation symbol on the bomb, the old type bomb, like a World War II type bomb, and you see this mushroom cloud, this explosion cloud, and that's right in the middle. You know that the kid, or it could either be a kid or an adult, and it's up to you in the interpretations. But yeah, it's very much a fallout piece. Fallout. And you see the guy in the radiation suit and the gas mask, and he's walking. It's pretty dark art piece, but I don't mind that. You know, you see two skulls. You see, that's the thing about my art. When I do my art, it's pretty much all me. I don't give it to an inker. I don't give it to a colorist, or sometimes I don't even give it to an editor. It's all me, especially with, you know, pieces like this. You know, personal art pieces. you know. And I guess if somebody buys an art piece off of my DeviantArt, first off, I forget to set those prices. And second of all, it's to progress the visions of what art is, what art can be, and that's where it all stems from. I'm no millionaire. I'm not trying to be a millionaire. I never was trying to be a millionaire from my art, but it all gets back to this thing of my own personal art book, and that's always been a dream of mine. If I did my own art book, of course I would have to have the right sort of help. So I had to have a copy editor, and I'd have to have a lawyer, legal representation, and pieces like this, I show off to you, and I show off to somebody in the world that they don't come from Missouri, or but that's where I was born, Kansas City, Missouri. Different time, different place, earlier 1970s, right? And so this piece is really just based off of like night terrors, dark dreams, nightmares. It's reality based. I don't look at myself as like a political person at all, but so it's got that nightmare dream type element, and that's what I was going for. I don't know. I was doing another art piece for or actually it was a short story, and was it for Milk or Genesis of Radio Comics? I'm gonna say Milk, and I was doing kind of like the darker quasi-sexual stories, and well, this is kind of related to that, but I didn't publish any of these. I didn't publish Children of the Bomb at all, you know. But it's kind of its own art piece. So, and that's cool, cause that's what I'm going for with this stuff, and yeah, it's it's a vision. I I draw these. I create them myself. No outside influences really. I just go into it. I just do it, and the dark surrealism elements are always going to be in there. Particularly in this era, whereas 2010, I think I was just I drew all of this stuff. I created all of this stuff for Radio Comix, Antarctic Press, Serial Killer Magazine, and maybe I was just kind of wanting to take a break from everything and delve into my own personal art pieces, and I think I did all right. This graininess, this lapse of okay, and what I'm gonna do is I'm looking at this art piece that I did, and I'm gonna count the bombs. So one large bomb, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 11. There's 11 falling bombs in this. Actually, there's 10 falling bombs and the one dud bomb. So 11. I suck at math. That's the great thing about art is just think if you were disabled like me, right? You strip the numbers away. You don't even need the numbers, right? But the confines of the 8.5 by 11 paper. So there's mathematics in this totally for somebody, and they're gonna see total mathematics. But shit, I I didn't even pass pre-algebra till I was in college, and they let me have use of a calculator, right? And I was like, man, you are a godsend. You are just you. I was thankful for that, and he allowed me to use a calculator in during the tests, and he was like, well, you can press in the number, right, and the technology could go wrong. And I almost ended up getting an A in that course, believe it or not. But before that, I was flunking math. But but my thing is like English gematria, right? English gematria, or I dare say alphanumerics. So I'm extremely great at that. But when it comes to like big time calculus, that's all Greek to me. It's just some people are great at it, but my mathematics is in my art, and I know this to be true, uh, and I can explain it that way, and yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool that I can talk about it in this way because some people don't get that. My mind just my mind's a human visualization processor, human visual processor. I would call my mind, and it's always been like that for me. Just imagine growing up and uh, being me and churning out these art pieces that nobody else really got, or and again, what's cool about this era for me is it probably lasted about 9 months to a year. This happened before I ever did the stuff with my Conan art, but it's an interesting era, the dark artist era of my life. You know, I I did some darker kind of themes with art, and but this was me. This is stepping off into a different direction. That's how you challenge yourself in the visuals, in the arts. You say, oh, I kind of get bored of you know drawing one thing, so let's turn it on its head for a while. That's what the great artist did, and uh, hopefully that's what I'm doing with this stuff. And look back upon it now, and it's like I said, it's pretty exciting stuff, revolutionary. It'd be You can look at it, and it can be whatever you want it to be. You know, it's like here I am trying to explain my own pieces, but if you get back away from my voice, look at this on my DeviantArt, right? You can come to your own interpretations, and that's the beautiful thing about art. To me, art is a language. It's just total language, you know, but it's a visual language. It's a vision, and I fulfill my visions. Damn it, you're right about that. And that's what this art piece is. So yes, I hope you enjoy this spoken word video. I work pretty hard on these videos, believe it or not. But a lot goes in even more with the art pieces that I do, and it's meticulous, but it's simultaneous, right? And it's a philosophy too. It's not just a communication device, right? You can stick anything you want in this. You can stick in moods, dark moods, light moods. Well, in this era, I was the dark artist, and I don't mind saying that at all, because you know, not everything is going to be a Hallmark card in the end. And that totally was not going for that. And yeah, so that's it for this video. I'm just gonna leave it right there. And how about we do my artist spirit press? So here we go. Here we go. Hey. Hey. All right. Many shaloms to you. Shaloms to you know, the ones you're closest with, or the ones you're not closest with, but shaloms anyway. And you know, I think I said my piece. I think I said my Ruach, my Ruach, and yeah. So shaloms, many infinite shaloms, and I thank you for watching my video and hearing me talk about my own art pieces. I really appreciate this. Thank you. Bye.